This is an unboxing video for my new Drysuit from Gill, and we'll get on with unboxing it. First thing we have in the bag is a free dry bag. So this came with the Drysuit. That's an offer that they're running at the moment. Lots of little buckles and handles, etc. And yeah, that's a really good waterproof bag. Actually in the bag and laid pretty well flat in here. Let's just move the box out of the way. Here's the actual Drysuit. So I've never actually had a Drysuit for my kayaking and paddle sports. I've tended to use waterproof trousers, as you can see in some of the videos. If it's summer, obviously we can go sort of shorts. As I'm doing a little bit more paddling through the winter to keep my fitness up, I'm going to have to be going out a lot more, so a Drysuit was the logical option. It coincided also with a very special offer from British Canoeing that you see in the little emails that they send out, and that was 40% off. So that makes a huge difference on the price of a Drysuit. In fact, this particular Drysuit was not that much more money than buying a decent dry kayak. So for me, that was the appeal. Some patches, that's useful. So there could be a potential for repairing, that's in there. So let's try and unfold it so that you can see it on the camera. So just point out some things. These are neoprene cuffs on here. Obviously you have the option of latex. These are neoprene. On the feet we have socks. We should have in here. They're turned inside out for packaging. And that is absolutely excellent. So waterproof socks on the bottom there. And then I can wear wetsuit boots or some kind of boot on the end of there. That would be absolutely brilliant. I do get fairly cold feet, so having this ability to put a sock inside here and keep that dry is really, really important. Reinforced knees. It's good for some of the canoeing work that I do. So if you're kneeling down, you've got that protection. Also in a kayak, that's going to rub on the thigh braces or whatever. So having that extra bit of protection is really useful. Nice orange there for visibility. So if you're waving your arm, you're going to get an orange wave like that, which is going to make it a bit easier to spot. We've got the brand on the front like that. And then we've got a tight neoprene collar on it. And looks like it's got the cut rings on there. So if it's too tight, you could cut that just to loosen it a tiny bit around the neck. Obviously you want it against your skin. The key to this is it being tight, and that does look a fairly small diameter hole there, which is brilliant. You want that tight around your neck. Ideally eliminates any water that might get in. And the same with the cuffs. The cuffs are very small. They do have the little, not sure whether that can be seen on the camera there, but they do have little marks on the neoprene where it looks like you could cut and just make that a bit larger. Information about how to look after your Drysuit. Tells you some basic things here. Waterproof, really? It's a Drysuit. Breathable, yeah. We'll see how breathable really is, because as you're moving around, you're generating heat inside the suit. If this suit, if it's cold outside in particular, that generally will condensate on the inside of the suit. So you will get damp on your clothes that you're wearing underneath your suit. But what you shouldn't be is sopping wet, and that is a big, big difference. So let's just have a look at the zip. So this is a head over suit. I'm not sure that is the terminology, but that's the terminology I'll use. So we'll unzip it here. This is a waterproof YKK zip. So we'll unzip it here, step into the Drysuit, legs into there, feet into there, and then this bit will go back over our head like that. We'll pull it through and then it will be tight, and we can then zip it up. There are pluses and minuses. It doesn't have the convenient zip on the front, but I'm not too bothered about that. I tend to be able to time my brakes, let's say that. and so that's not really going to be a major issue. And I think having this higher up is slightly better, because the rest of the suit, if you're in the water, keeps the zip high up and potentially maybe not so much in the water. So this being an entry point, and the same with the sleeves and the neck, they are going to be the points where the water is going to get in. So if we can minimize the zip being in the water, that's even better. So some of the ones where the zip is lower down, that for me was a bit of a negative, rightly or wrongly. You know, as I said, I've not had a dry suit before, so we're testing this out. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. There's a little sort of pull in around the middle, so it just keeps it a little bit tight around your middle. I think I've covered most of the features. There is one which I noticed, which I'll just mention. Just here we do have a little pocket on the front. So this is on the front of the right leg. I don't think there's one on the other leg. No. So that gives you the option just to put phone, but yeah, waterproof phone potentially in there. A negative, I guess, is that this has been stitched through the material, so there's a little bit of a chance of leaks through there. But the rest of the suit has been stitched, so you've got that problem whatever. So having a pocket, I think the convenience of that is pretty good. So we'll do a little bit of a try on and we'll see how it looks. So here we are in the dry suit. So I haven't put the top bit on, I'll do that in a second. But just to show you these braces, so the suit is pretty well pulled up like that. So my feet are right at the bottom in the socks, and that's pulled up. So fit wise, looks pretty good. So I'll just put the top bit on and we'll have a look at that. So there we are with the top bit of the suit on. Because it's a top opener and I'm putting it over my head to pull my head through, it is a little bit awkward. And on this suit it's a little bit tight, but I kind of prefer that, because I have worn centre dry suits in the past that have been too big for me, and then you get a lot of air inside and you also run the risk of the seals not being tight enough. So I prefer it to be a little bit tighter. I've left this undone just so that you can see this is one of the critical bits down here, is where this zip, this YKK waterproof zip, finishes against the plastic here. So I've heard several times where people have pulled this and assumed it's zipped up, but it's actually only gone to the last notch on the zip. It hasn't actually gone against the plastic. And unless it goes against the plastic, it won't be waterproof. So you'll get some ingress of water if you don't do that. So that's why I've left that zip open. But now we can get the cover zip here. So that is literally just protection. It's not there for any waterproofness. That just keeps it protected. So as with any sort of dry cag or dry suit, you do want it fairly tight, just so you're not getting too much. You don't want it sort of fold in and crease in because it is too big. So having it a perfect fit. And I think actually this is a large, and for me, I measured that against the website. For my height and my chest, this is the fit that was suggested. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think it fits really nicely around here. It is tight around the neck, but I'm loath to adjust that, because obviously you risk it being loose and then water coming in. So this is more about keeping used to it, and also having a fairly high, just pulling it up a tiny little bit at the back just gives you a bit of insulation on the back of your neck. It'd be good to get the buoyancy aid over the top and obviously the spray deck and get it actually out on the water, so I'll show you some footage of that in a sec.
What did I think of this dry suit? Well, I am really pleased with it. It's super easy to put on. The cuffs and neck give a confident seal and no water leaks in. I've used it on several trips with temperatures down to 2 degrees C, so it was super cold. It kept me warm, especially my feet in those dry socks, and I love being able to keep my normal clothes on underneath. So much quicker for changing at the start and end of the session. Condensation does leave some moisture inside the suit after use, but nothing to shout about. Overall, I am happy with this purchase and I would certainly recommend this dry suit to you.